you know what? Cut.
Here, what is it now?
Hey, you know what? There's just, I don't, there's just something not quite right here.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, we decided to throw some green paint on you because we just thought it'd look cooler. It might kind of, I don't know, strike with the demographic a little better. But I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's not quite, it's just wrong.
Alright, so how do you suggest we fix it?
Hey, you know what? I got an idea. Cool. There we go. All right. That's better. Take 27.
Make doughy muffins? I didn't know we had an oven.
No, you're getting off track. That's not what I said.
I like blueberries.
You know what? Just back to where we were at.
Wait a second. Wasn't this the original color?
No. That was blue? You were blue.
I had the flu.
No?
Well, guess I'm sick. I'm gonna go take a nap.
No, wait, come back. We need. You know what? Somewhere on the floor. You'll do.
No, sir. I already used the bathroom today.
God, we should have just hired a younger kaiju. Listen up, Rangers. Look with the Justin. My name's Steve.
Wait, my name's Arnaz.
We'll be going over the 1954 Godzilla Ultimate Poster version figure.
Do we have to open that? Can we just leave it like that? Like, there's your guys' review. Looks amazing. Get it. Done.
All right, real quick. I just want to point out that the box is sweet.
God, that's beyond sweet.
I do like the box.
This is the one you leave in the box.
Because what this figure is supposed to be representing is the front of the package, as in, when I open it, bam, looks like the front of the package, right? My major complaint for this packaging, though, is when I open this, you got poster.
What do you want? It's a poster.
How many posters do I need? Like, awesome and then some. Awesome and then some. It's awesome and then some.
You know what, Steve? You just need to be hit upside your head.
It's
a poster version. It doesn't say poster no, it's a poster version. You got 3 posters. Shut up and take it.
I'm just saying. As a review, as constructive criticism, this does seem a little bit excessive. Is it bad? No, but this is where I feel like some people that watch these reviews need to understand. I'm critiquing to critique, essentially.
You're complaining, whining, and bitching. It's a poster version, not poster version and other version.
Well, it's just like they could show like a different scene here, right?
No, they don't.
With the guy, and then we got the poster.
That is the poster. It's not the movie version. It's the poster version from the movie.
But that's so feeling. I don't get to spawn in the www times right there.
Because it's a clear
King of the Monsters. I don't get my Godzilla title right.
You're just being a dick.
You're just one ass complaint. You know what? We're just gonna open it up. I'm done. Give me the knife, Arnaz.
I don't have a knife. If I did, I'd have stabbed you from behind right now.
I don't think I got a knife either. I'm not prepared. All right, so to make this official, because we had a complaint, let's open him up of his cardboard prison. All right, now that we got the 1954 poster Godzilla open up of his cardboard prison, first and foremost, we're going to attach a tail and then go over this.
He has a lot of rolls on his tummy.
Just a bit. One thing is, like, I almost want to do, like, can we do the cop-out review? We're like, all right, so we're going to go over the accessories, and then we're just going to plaster over the entire 1954 video and be like, and then this one's green, call it a day. You get the review. But no, we'll go over it, all jokes aside. But attaching the tail, you can use hot water to heat this up to get this on. One thing I will point out is there's a little bit of, like, clear.
There's something on there. I can see it from here.
Yeah, I was like, there's something on my tail. Not sure what. But when trying to attach it, you just want to make sure that goes center. Well, there's something inside my tail, too. Interesting. Anyways.
Brute force always wins.
That's what I'm hoping. Ugh, God.
No, not this time. Start blowing on it, Steve. Warm it up.
Right?
You caress that tail.
I'm literally taking off, like, everything that was on it. It's just going inside my tail now. Alright, got the tail attached. Also, my hand hurts now. But anyways, next for the breath effect, which is literally the exact same breath effect that we got with the 1962 Godzilla. It's just this one's done in a translucent yellow with some paint on the end. Give it that nice, like, blooming effect. What's kind of cool, though, is inside Godzilla's mouth, the 54 actually has a hole in the back. So, like the 62, figure out which side it goes on, you can actually insert it in. So, he holds on to the breath effect without it popping up. So, looking at it, it's not actually, like, to me, it doesn't look like a new sculpt. But then again, it also looks like there's like a separation here at the top of the head. Right here underneath the ears, which I don't know if I quite remember from the original release.
It bugs me how he has like the monkey ears.
Well, that's just 54, right?
I
know. But it's kind of cool that it has like that added little thing. Because I can almost see like they could have just gave you the breath effect and then just expect you to close the jaw to keep it in. You know? Because for the most part, like I feel like they want you to keep this inside of the package anyways to make it look like the poster.
Yeah.
So like why do you really need to go the extra mile to have the little back hole, throat hole in here? So it's kind of cool that they decided to include that. Moving on to a closer look at the details. For the head, you can see, for the most part, pretty traditional 54. You got the larger ears here, predominant brow. Eyes are looking forward and not googly, so a little bit disappointing, you NECA. Like my Godzillas to have googly eyes. God.
You know,
at least my 54. My 54 should have googly eyes.
One of these days, I'm gonna hit you with this.
But it's fine. Like for the most part, I think everybody wants their Godzilla looking straight. It's just not quite like suit right, but it's fine. Still looks good. One thing is the teeth aren't consistently painted. Looking at the poster though, it kind of the way the poster's done. This seems more appropriate, though, for the paint to be missing right there. Because looking at it, you kind of have, like, the breath. There's a little bit of white on the front, and then it's just dark towards the back. So, it's very fitting for the poster. But the big difference between this one and the 54, the original NECA release, of course, is the screen paint job. Which, you get some of the, like, charcoal black here on the stomach, on the neck. But on the sides of the face, you get some varying shades of green, where you get, like, your standard green and a more fluorescent green over top of it, which makes them stand out.
I know they're trying to be PC with this, but why is his spines pink?
Looking at the box, like to me, it almost looks more orange.
Yeah.
Like right here. Like I get where the pink, where they're kind of getting it from, like up here is a little bit of a lighter shade. And this is more like the spine's illuminating, which I guess is what that's trying to convey. But then again, I think like the orange would like match the breath effect better, right? Like if you would have made it painted like this, I think it would have more accurately represented that a little bit, or at least like kind of have the red here, but like orange highlights.
It's my only issue.
Like yellow orange highlights. Does it look bad? No. So the only other thing, really look at the posters when you kind of get them at like the angle you need to make it. So looking at it, we're worried about, I'm going to say about here looks pretty good per the poster. To me, like, I almost kind of wish they would have maybe went a little lighter on the green. If you're trying to replicate this, like I get what they were going for because this is definitely more colorful and eye-catching. So to me, as a like a shelf piece, this looks better, right? But oops, almost dropped them. If you're trying to replicate the poster here, though,
they should have went darker.
Yeah, or even more of like a yellowish green, I think would have probably worked better. Because it's kind of like almost, you wanted that lighter green for the undertones with yellow over top. Which I guess you kind of get here. In these sections, it's a little bit more yellow.
All right, so my second problem with this figure is, where's the train?
All right, so moving away from this. That's actually something Jessica pointed out. Why doesn't this have the train?
Where's the train at, man? It's in his hand. It's a poster version.
I get it. I get why there isn't a train, because that would have been... Like, what other NECA toy has ever came with a train? Like, what they would have to make a train for this.
Or they can start a trend and be better than their competitions instead of being below their competition. Give me a God bless a train. If you're representing...
Calling you out.
If you're representing the poster version in a poster...
54 scared.
He's holding a God bless a train. I want my train.
Train would have been cool. Because also, like, if you're posing him, like, you could put the train in the mouth. So we could have had a NECA train biter Godzilla. And to be fair, out of this entire figure, you would have to sculpt one new thing for it to come out.
Yeah, exactly. Because all they did was just repaint the
Yeah, because for the most part, this is all repainted except for like the throat hole is a little different. So like that's new. So I guess like there's one new thing about it, but like the train would have been cool. You wouldn't even have to really paint it. Like looking at it, it was just
All you have to do was make it out of clay, for love of God.
okay. We couldn't do clay,
I would have been happy. Bake that clay. It turns to rock.
but could just be like a black train or like
Well,
it's
you
like
know
black
what?
and gray looking at it.
It is a 54
Black and blue.
movie. That technically is a clay train model.
It wouldn't have been clay. It would have been
Oh, I'd have to move.
It would have been like a normal. It would have been like a normal train set. So it would have been like plastic and stuff.
I'll take plastic.
Maybe die casting. I'm not 100%. Like I don't quite know the props they use for the movies, but it would have been more or less like an actual toy.
Can you imagine a die-cast one? It would be heavy. It would be like plop.
All right, as we've had complaints that we talk too much, man. Gotta move on. We're not funny. Gotta move. Nope. PG. Anyways, but for the rest of it, looks really nice though. Again, you get the last statement detailings that we got with the 54 suit. Just going over some of it briefly. You get some of like the suit foldings on the front here.
Fat, Steve. You should know that.
Okay, I guess you could call it fat, but to me, it kind of looks like the way the suit wrinkles in the film, which I always really liked. Something I thought was very positive for the original release of this guy. You get like the little nubs here on the knees. He's got gigantic feet.
Are his toes green or am I just hallucinating?
They do have green on
Oh,
them. Looking at it,
no.
it's more blue, but I do like for me, again, standing on the shelf, I like the highlights because it just makes everything stand out better. Again, not quite poster accurate per se, but still stands out a lot. Like the only real negative is, like the spines look more or less fine for me. Like design wise, they look great. Maybe a little bit more elongation in some of the parts, but still good. It was just always like the tail was too short for this one, right?
God, yeah.
Which I don't. I wouldn't expect them to fix again. A lot of these are just like reissues, so them changing this definitely would have been above and beyond what I would be expecting of them. Which it's still serviceable. Like you still get a lot of play out of this. And for the most part, even looking at it, like the tail gets really short at the end for the poster, so it kind of works.
It works out to, I guess something has to be accurate, right?
Yeah. But moving into the articulation, head can look up about that far, down about that far, rotates all the way around, get a decent amount of wiggling for it. Mouth can open and close. Arms can go up about that far, down about that far, rotates. Yeah, all the way around. Rotation at the elbow. Get it to bend. Said bend at the elbow. Rotation at the hands. It's on a ball joint, so you get a little bit of rotation. And a wiggle. Hands can.
I'm just waiting for it to snap.
I might have to heat these up. I swear these are supposed to bend. Okay, there we go. There's a lot of paint on this, so sometimes you have to take that into consideration. Like getting that to bend in.
Oh yeah, look at that. They designed it to hold a train. Where's my train at?
Right, he can grip it. For the waist, rotate a little bit side to side. Only thing I'd be a little bit wary on is with enough rubbing, you might rub some of the paint off, so take that into consideration when articulating this guy around. Because I've noticed like some parts of the tail, like down here, you got some blacks on it. So just be considerate. I think there's a fly. Anyways, for the leg, can rotate backwards about that far, forwards about that far. Rotation at the knee. I don't feel a joint. I don't remember if the original one had a joint. Oh, there we go. We got it. Goes forward about that far.
You scare me.
Backwards about that far. Got a rotation. That's why we keep the receipts, man. Then forward and back for the foot.
Godzilla
the side.
broken.
Heck yeah! I'll complain. Don't judge me. The tail can go side to side, up about that far, down about that far. And then the tip at the end here is on a bendy wire. So get a decent amount of play with that as well. Also for his final accessory, he does come with this little cardboard insert you can pull out. For this, you'll actually have to do some modifying. So you have to cut around the edges here. And then do some folding. You kind of get the gist of what it's trying to do. So you can have him outside of the box looking like he's in the poster. Which is kind of cool, but I feel like at that point, like, you're almost better off just leave them in the box. But I do like that they give you options, though, and options are always awesome. You kind of see, too, where they cut out Godzilla on the back here, so it's not taken away from the background here. So you know, like, Godzilla in the background, Godzilla in the foreground, which is neat. You can also see kind of like there's the top of like the bottom of the poster there, too. So kind of, it blends a little bit, but like, once you set it on here, it kind of flows pretty nicely. So it's a cool little addition still. Granted, I'm going to put it back in the box, but pretty neat still. So for some quick comparisons here, we have the NECA 1954 poster Godzilla compared next to some SH Monsters figures of the aforementioned 1954 Godzilla with trademark googly eyes in the 2019 Godzilla. And because I'm back to having 3 NECA Godzillas, here we have them compared next to 2 other NECA Godzillas. Well, at least the legit ones. I do have a bootleg, but they don't really count. With the 2019 Godzilla and the 1962. And because we have a green Godzilla here with the original Treadmaster Godzilla King of the Monsters figure and the smaller scale Imperial Godzilla. And here's compared next to the NECA Mothra from Godzilla King of the Monsters and run down! More proper comparison! Yeah! Where's my open mouth? Hey, here's some other random NECA figures with the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Guillermo del Toro and the Pacific Rim Anchorage Attack Gypsy Danger. So overall for the NECA poster 1954 figure, this thing I actually really like still. Granted, it's not quite right for the poster, but it's good enough. Like, if you're buying it because you want to replicate the poster, this thing's going to do you justice. Then in the box, this thing looks phenomenal.
I'm actually kind of glad what NECA does with the boxes now. It's different. I like it.
Yeah, well, it makes me happy that I sold all my original Godzilla figures because now I can rebuy them. Because if you guys didn't know, they're pretty much reissuing all the Godzilla figures, but with fancy boxes. And the 84 actually has a new sculpt.
Oh, that's going to be amazing.
So that was like the first one I sold. I'm kind of excited to get back. Problem is, it doesn't look like they fixed the spines and crap on it, though. It's just the face, which I guess I'm down with.
You don't know until you get it in the hand.
Like I said, I don't care how many complaints I get. Like, if that thing would just had extra heads, it would have been 10 times better.
Whoa, Steve. Putting extra heads is just stupid. I like my articulated, okay? God.
Well, yes, because you can get so much emotion out of it when the mouth can only go up and down. Right?
I can't take these.
With extra heads, you can get snarling and stuff, man. Like, I'd like me a snarling 84. It'd be cool. No, what you could do with the 84 is you could have closed mouth, open mouth, and animatronic head.
Oh.
I want an animatronic NECA figure. And by animatronic, I mean, like, for the close-up shots, they have, like, the giant animatronic they used in the movie. That'd be dope. So I'd recommend this to you guys. Even if you have the original 54, like, this is still a pretty sweet release. If you have the original 54, this would be something I'd be more akin to keep in the packaging. But you can still pretty decently accurately represent this on your shelf. And for me, like, having this version, I don't feel like I need to go get the 54, though. To be honest, I kind of like my Godzilla green. I know it's not supposed to be right, but this is like, from my childhood, this, I feel like, represents Godzilla more for me. But what do you guys think? If you guys picked up the NECA 54 poster figure, what's your favorite NECA Godzilla figures? Or is the standard release is just more a thing? Please let us know in the comments. We also have an interest, Patreon, Facebook, and Pinterest. God, it's a lot of P's. Make sure to follow those if you guys like to keep up to date with the channel and donate, which we would greatly appreciate. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, and come range today. See you guys in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.